Yet we act like the due date doesn't fucking exist. We act as if that someday someone's not going to come knocking and go, it's time. Maybe you won't even get that. Maybe the knock happens after the door opens.
This is happiness, to be everything at once. Be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unburned.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Mood Prep. My name is Dave Nixon, and we're going to talk about selfishness today. On a walk I had the other day with my little dude, Petey, I enjoyed working through the thought process of living forever, right? It probably stemmed from this idea that we're currently in a situation that's, yes, unprecedented, but it's rather odd in relation to COVID and what's happening and what's being reported, what's not being reported. Is this a new plague of sorts? How long does this last? All that sort of stuff. And then it got me thinking about this idea of living forever, right? And how selfish that idea was. It's like, would we really get more done if we lived forever? How much stuff do you get done because it's got a due date, right? This is the interesting thing around our existence, is that it doesn't have a due date. We don't know when that due date is. Yet we act like the due date doesn't fucking exist. We act as if that someday someone's not going to come knocking and go, it's time. Maybe you won't even get that. Maybe the knock happens after the door opens, right? Keep in mind that for me, all of this podcast, all of the videos, all of that came from one of my dear friends passing in a car accident. My videographer at the time. He didn't get a chance. He didn't know that was his due date. And so this idea of potentially living forever is not letting other people experience life, but there's benefit to the bullet, whatever the bullet may be for each person, right? You know, be it old age or whatever. Because it means that even though there's no rush, there's this sense of urgency of life's happening right now. It's not going to happen in the future. Because when we arrive in the future, it's still not happening in the future of the future. It's happening there. It's happening now. Here, if you want to think of it like that. And so our ability to understand that we will pass, we will die, gives beauty into the current moment. And the reason being is because it allows us to value the current moment rather than always attempting to build a future. If we're always building a future, then we're never actually living. If we're always living in the past of the failures that we had or the previous relationships and everything, then we're losing this life that we're in at the moment as well. If we're living in the past, we're wasting the time of living right now, what's around us and who's around us and being here. And so the Mexicans, I've talked about this in the past, but I've done 500 odd episodes, so here it is again. The Mexicans believe in 3 deaths, from my understanding. I haven't researched that which Mexicans specifically, but I know that within Mexican culture they believe in 3 deaths. The first death is when we realize that one day we'll die. I remember that day for me. I was in a fish and chips. I was in a takeaway shop in Belconnen in Canberra, here in Australia, with my dad, and I cried. I remember it. And I would have been, I don't know, 8 or something, maybe younger. And that's the first death, when we actually realize that. Now, whether we actually realize that or we actually really realize that one day, that's it. Hey, like that's no one's evaded that yet. And then the second death is when we actually do die. It's when we physically pass. Not that kind of physically pass, just to clarify. The third death is the last time someone says our name or thinks our name. Knowing those 3 things, between when we first realize that we're going to die and our experience of us, so when we die, and everyone else's experience of us when our name is said for the last time. We have the ability to understand that and do something with our life, not necessarily just for the greater good. I think there's benefit to that, but for our greater good, for our own health, for our own benefit. And that's okay. It's far less selfish than wanting to live forever or pretending like we won't die, because that's exactly the same thing. So understanding that one day that will come, we have the ability to do more with what we will have, because one day I'll go. And this is one of the saddest things, but also it allowed me to really appreciate my time with each person when I think about it, is that, let's say myself and a friend, I'm either going to attend their funeral or they're going to attend mine. Right? That's the game. It's the game we play. So maybe this may help you be a bit more present today. And be with the people that you're actually with. Maybe even be with yourself. On that note, team, I'm done. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you found this podcast beneficial, then it would mean the world to me if you would pass on to someone else that you think would also find it beneficial. And if you haven't already, then you can grab my book, Minding Yourself, from anywhere online that sells books, from my understanding anyway. I haven't looked for stores that don't do it, but all the big ones do. But yeah, that's me done. I'm out. Until tomorrow, peace and pizza. Kick today in the dick and slay the dragon. I'll see you soon.